All right, so let's kick things off, shall we? Today we're going deep on something I bet a lot of you have thought about.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what if you could get a seriously good European education?
Right.
Without the crazy tuition fees. Or we're talking about the European University of Tirana.
UKT.
Yeah, UAT in Albania.
That's right. And you know what? We've got some pretty cool stuff to work with today.
Yeah.
We've got program descriptions, right, from university,
Uh-huh.
and even a YouTube interview with UET's Vice Director for International Students.
It's like we're getting the inside scoop. So basically, by the end of this deep dive, you'll know if UET is like
Yeah.
your secret weapon for a global career.
Totally.
Okay, now I know what some of you might be thinking. Albania, is that even like a real place? But hold on, UET is not your average university.
Oh, absolutely not. It's actually the biggest private university in all of Albania.
Wow.
Close to 7,000 students. And get this, it all started as the very first private university there.
So they were like the pioneers.
Exactly. Trailblazers.
Okay, so they're ahead of the curve.
Hmm.
But how do their academics actually stack up?
Right.
Like if you compare them to, let's say, a university in the UK.
That's the interesting part. They've actually got British accreditation
Oh, wow.
from the Quality Assurance Agency, the QAA.
Okay, so that's a big deal.
Huge. It's basically a seal of approval that's recognized in the UK, the EU, the US, you name it.
So it's like a global passport for your degree.
Exactly. It opens doors.
So it's not just about getting a degree, it's about getting a degree that matters.
Absolutely. And they are really focused on bringing in students from all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not messing around with their programs either.
No.
We're talking economics, finance, business, IT, political science, engineering.
They even have engineering.
Yeah. And they've got plans to add architecture and even medical sciences.
Wait, medicine, they're going all out.
Seriously ambitious.
But let's be real for a second.
Okay.
What's the student life actually like?
Right.
Is Tirana a cool place to live?
Well, the vice director, she described it as a really dynamic city.
Okay.
You've got a mix of Albanian students and international students. And apparently the social scene is pretty lively.
Oh, fun.
And the cost of living way lower than in Western Europe.
So you're saying it's affordable and fun?
Pretty much. Plus, get this picture, this beautiful beaches like just 40 kilometers away.
What? Really?
And a major international airport, so you can easily hop over to other countries for the weekend.
That's amazing.
Not bad, right?
Not bad at all. And here's the kicker. They actually help students find part-time jobs.
They do.
For up to 20 hours a week. They even said they have connections with like over 120 businesses.
That's a big deal. It means they're not just focused on getting you in the door,
Yeah.
but also on setting you up for success while you're there,
Right.
helping you out financially and giving you some real-world experience.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Right.
Admissions and costs.
Okay, so it looks like you need a minimum grade of 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Or the equivalent to even be considered. And most of the application process is online
Oh, nice.
through this platform called e-Albania.
So it's like everything in one place?
Yeah, pretty much like a one-stop shop.
Okay, so what is e-Albania exactly?
Right, some people might not know.
Yeah.
It's basically Albania's national digital platform. It's like their version of, online government services.
I see.
Everything from visa applications to like tax stuff.
Oh, wow.
Makes things pretty streamlined, especially for international students.
That makes sense. Okay, so what about documents and fees?
Let's see. You'll need your high school or bachelor's degree,
Okay.
obviously depending on what you're applying for, then bank account details,
Mm-hmm.
and proof that you have around 3,000 euro available.
All right.
Tuition itself is 4,500 euro a year.
That's not bad.
No, not at all, especially for a European university with that kind of accreditation.
Right. And what about the visa?
Oh, yeah. They do need a 1,000 euro non-refundable deposit for that.
Oh.
But 70% of it is refundable if you get rejected. So they've definitely thought about the challenges
That's good.
that international students face.
Yeah. Okay, so we've covered the basics.
Mhm.
Now for the fun part, the programs.
I'll do it.
We've picked out a few that we think might be especially interesting for our listeners.
All right?
So first up, we've got business informatics.
Ooh.
This one's for all you tech-savvy people out there who also want to understand the business side of things.
It's a field that's just going to keep growing.
Oh, yeah.
As technology keeps changing everything.
And what's cool is they offer it at both the bachelor and master levels.
Oh, wow.
So it doesn't matter if you're just starting out or you want to specialize.
That's
The
great.
bachelor's is your classic 3 years,
Mm.
and the master's program is a quick 2 years.
Nice and efficient.
Now, speaking of thriving in a global world, and brings us to their international management program.
Ah, yes. So 2-year master's program.
Mm-hmm.
It really digs into what it takes to succeed in today's, interconnected business world.
It's like the ultimate guide to global business.
Yeah, and it's not just about understanding different cultures.
No.
It goes deeper than that. It actually looks at the legal systems in different countries
Wow.
and how that affects international business strategy.
Okay, that's a whole other level.
Yeah, you don't see that everywhere.
That's a really good point. It's not just about speaking the language, it's about understanding the rules of the game.
Exactly.
And speaking of complex, let's talk about their law program.
Right, the 4-year Bachelor of Laws.
The LLB.
What's interesting is it's currently taught in Albanian,
Okay.
but they're actually developing an English-taught track.
Oh, wow.
Specifically for international students. So they're really thinking ahead.
That's impressive. It's like they're already planning for the future.
Yeah.
You know, the vice director mentioned that UET is always trying to improve their teaching and student placement, not just in Albania, but internationally. They're even comparing themselves to universities in the UK and the US.
Yeah.
Do you think that's realistic?
Well, accreditation is a huge step,
Yeah,
but building a global reputation takes time.
true.
What's interesting is they're creating partnerships
Oh,
with universities and companies all over the world,
I see.
and that could really help them boost their international recognition.
Right, because it gives their graduates more opportunity.
Exactly. It's like they're building this global network,
Mm-hmm.
connecting students to all sorts of possibilities.
I love that.
Me too. It's a smart move. Now, think about this for a second.
Okay.
What do you think really draws students to an experience like this,
Yeah.
studying in a country like Albania?
Well, besides the affordability and the internationally recognized degree,
Right?
I think it's the chance to really immerse yourself in a different culture.
Yeah.
You're not just going to class, you're experiencing a whole new way of life.
You know, the sources mentioned that Tirana has this, like, exploding art and music scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like a hidden gem for creative types.
I like that.
It's a city where you can explore ancient ruins one day and then check out a cutting-edge art gallery the next.
It's a mix of old and new.
Exactly. A unique blend.
And don't forget about those beaches we talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Just a short trip away. Imagine finishing a tough exam and then taking a swim in the Adriatic Sea.
That's the life.
Talk about work-life balance.
And let's be real. The cost of living in Tirana is way lower than in a lot of other European capitals.
Yeah,
So students can actually make their money go further,
right.
whether they're exploring local cafes, trying new foods, or even traveling to other countries.
It's like a European adventure on a budget.
Exactly. A win-win situation.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and talk about the application process.
Okay.
We know it can be a little intimidating, especially for people who are going abroad for the first time. But what I notice is that UET seems to have gone the extra mile to make the process as smooth as possible.
They have.
Like the fact that they've centralized so much of it on that e-Albania platform,
Right.
that's a great start.
Yeah, e-Albania is really the key here. You apply, you track your application, you even communicate with the university.
Wow.
All in one place, plus they have a dedicated international office
Nice.
that's specifically there to help students every step of the way.
So from what I understand, the e-Albania system is designed to make things easier.
Yeah, streamline everything.
But is there anything in the fine print that might trip up international students?
Well, one thing to watch out for is that
Yeah.
while they offer support in English,
Mm-hmm.
some of the required documents, like your high school or bachelor's degree,
Okay.
might need to be officially translated into Albanian.
Oh, I see.
So that's something to keep in mind for both your time and your budget.
Good point. That's definitely something applicants should know about.
Yeah.
But overall, it sounds like UET has really tried to make the application process transparent and accessible.
Definitely. They've made a real effort.
Yeah.
And I think that shows their commitment to supporting international students.
Yeah.
They're not just saying, come study here.
Right.
They're actually creating an environment where students from all over the world can succeed.
I agree. Now, before we wrap up, let's bring it back to our listener.
Okay?
Imagine yourself in Tirana.
Mm-hmm.
You're walking through the city center,
Yeah.
surrounded by all these different languages and cultures.
I like it.
You've got your UET student ID in your pocket,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically your ticket to a world of opportunities.
It's a powerful image.
It is.
And I think it highlights something really important about UET.
What's that?
It's not just about the degree.
No.
It's about the whole experience. It's about pushing yourself outside your comfort zone,
Yeah,
embracing new challenges, and ultimately becoming a global citizen.
I love that. So for our listener who's thinking about taking the leap,
Yeah.
what final thoughts would you leave them with?
I'd say don't just think about what UET can offer you.
Mm-hmm.
Think about what you can bring to UET.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know, with its growing international community,
Yeah.
your unique perspective, your experiences, they'd be so valuable.
It's a two-way street.
Exactly.
You're not just learning, you're contributing.
Right. And imagine this, you're at a networking event in London.
Okay.
Someone asks you, where did you study? And you say, the European University of Tirana.
Mm-hmm.
They might be intrigued. You know?
Yeah, they might not have heard of it.
Exactly. It's a conversation starter.
It makes you stand out.
It does. So some of you might be thinking, is UET really right for me?
Yeah.
Well, I'd turn that around and ask, what are your goals?
Good question.
Where do you see yourself in 5 and 10 years?
If you're picturing a global career,
Mm-hmm.
a multicultural perspective,
Yeah.
a desire to learn and grow outside your comfort zone, well,
Then UET might be the perfect place to start.
I think so too. We've given you a taste of what UET is all about,
Mhm.
but now it's up to you to dig a little deeper.
Right. Explore the links we've provided.
Yeah,
Reach out to their international office, and most importantly, listen to your gut.
that's key.
What feels right to you?
What sparks your curiosity?
Those are the questions that'll help you decide.
And even if UET doesn't end up being the perfect fit for you,
Right.
this whole exploration has hopefully opened your eyes to all the possibilities out there.
Absolutely. There are so many amazing educational opportunities in the world.
It's all about finding the one that aligns with your passions and your goals.
And your sense of adventure.
That's right. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the European University of Tirana.
I hope you found it insightful.
And maybe even inspiring.
Until next time, keep those minds curious.
Keep those hearts open.
And those passports ready for adventure.
Happy exploring, everyone.